Thank you for this opportunity to be part of this and for the invite for this beautiful brunch. All right, let's get to it. Who am I? I'm Leah Washington Duncan, the eldest daughter of Miss Verdia Washington, and that right there, eldest daughter, that has shaped everything about who I am. Um, Describe the essence of my mom. My mom is a nightingale. That's the only word for her. She lost her own mother when she was just 12 years old. And instead of that breaking her, it opened something up in her. She found mother figures along the way. She built family out of whoever God put in her path. And she became the same thing for so many other women. She raised herself into becoming a registered nurse. She built a life, a solid, independent, secure life, completely on her own terms. And that is just huge, given that she lost so much at 12. And then after that, she just gave. You know, she's a natural nurturer, which is part of that nightingale image I think that she upholds. And she gives so much, be it advice, unsolicited or solicited. She gives of her resources and of her time. You know, she prays for everybody. She speaks to everybody. We go in the grocery store, she's talking to everybody. She does not meet a stranger. And she'll tell a stranger about Jesus in the checkout line and mean every word of it. Because she just, as a nurturer, can see sometimes what people need and just tries to be a blessing and fulfill that with whatever resource she has. Her time, financially, encouraging words, and scripture. She's been a lifeline for so many people. A mother to children who weren't hers. And she did all of this while carrying the weight of just growing up without her own. So that's resilience to me. That's grace. My mother's the kind of woman that you'll never forget. What's something my mom taught me about womanhood? Stand on your own 2 feet. That was the lesson. Be independent. Be self-sustaining. Work hard enough that you never have to stay somewhere that isn't good for you or that you're not welcome. Because the moment you depend on someone else for everything, you lose your choices. Your options become very few. And she taught me that love is service. Love is sacrifice. Love is what you do, not just what you say. And she taught me about the famous VDF. Now, if you're family, you already know. So I don't need to say what those 3 letters stand for. And if you don't, you better ask somebody. But what I will say is this. Mom has a gift for identifying one. And she'll let you know. And even him. And there'll be no confusion because she's not going to mince her words at all. We joke about it, but she's absolutely serious. And honestly, she was right every time. What's something about being a woman that I know for certain? That God is everything. Without him, I'm nothing. And when I really sit with that, when I really let it sink in, that he saw me as precious enough to die for, it changed how I saw myself. I'm worthy. I'm redeemed and I'm accepted by him. And that's a blessing. And if he extends that grace to me, then I'm called to extend it to others, to uplift them, to encourage them, to make them feel seen and accepted just as they are. Because everybody deserves to know that they matter, that there's a place for them, that they are enough. So I try to show up that way with care, with compassion, with openness. And part of showing up well for others means taking care of yourself too. Guarding your heart, protecting your peace, giving yourself the same grace you give to everybody else so that you can keep pouring. Because we're nurturers by nature. And that's a beautiful thing. But you can't pour from an empty vessel. Every day is a gift. That's another thing I've learned. To give, to love, to serve, and to receive that same love with gratitude. I'm learning to live in all of that, in the joy, in the grace, and in the fullness of what God has already done in my life and for me. I hope that blesses someone. Lots of love and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. My name is Latrice, and I am the daughter, the baby girl of the one and only Anita Danette Cox. And if I were to describe the essence of my mother, I would describe it as strength wrapped in gentleness. Because as strong as she could be, as independent as my mother can be, as hardworking as my mother could be, she still walks in this grace and this humility that I believe is unmatched. Another thing about my mother is that when it comes to her cubs, when it comes to her chickadees, she will support us no matter what the situation is, no matter where we may be. Her support when it comes to us is unmatched. So that is how I would describe the essence of my mother. Something that my mother has taught me about womanhood. Wow. My mother has taught me that as a woman, do not count yourself out. She has taught me that with hard work, with dedication, if I devote myself to a goal or an expectation or a dream that I may have, that that I have everything inside of me to accomplish that as a woman. And that's something that I carry till this day, in corporate world, in whatever room I may be found in. She has taught me to never count myself out, especially as a Black woman. Okay. What is something about being a woman that you know for certain? Something I know for certain about being a woman is that we truly have the capacity to do everything that God has called women to do. So when it comes to, and I'm saying this as I'm bearing 2 baby boys right now. So when it comes to whether that's being a wife for you, whether that's being a mother, being the administrator of your household, juggling schedules, being the boss lady in the corporate world, whatever that may be for you, I truly believe that everything physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually that we experience as women, God has knitted us and created us to have the capacity to do it. Sometimes we do it tired, sometimes we do it looking crazy, but nonetheless, God's given us the capacity. And that's one thing I know for sure as a woman.
Hey everybody, my name is Jade, and my mother's full name is Kimberly Denise Tyler Brown. That's my hitter, aka KT. Describe the essence of your mother. I would definitely say the essence of my mother is rooted in love, kindness, playfulness, sincerity, flexibility, wisdom, life student. She's always trying to learn something, whether inadvertently or directly. I would also say gentleness and just an appreciator of all that is beautiful in the world. Whether that's a person, whether that is a skill, whether that is birds and sounds, whether that's art, whether that's fashion, whether it's clothes, it's color, it's just an appreciation of things that are beautiful. What is something your mother taught you about womanhood? I would definitely say that I can do anything. That I can install a ceiling fan, that I can carry up 2 cases of water on my head, like an African, that I can do anything that I put my mind to, that I can learn anything, that I can try anything, that I could be anything. Definitely. What is something about being a woman that you know for certain? How to put on a bra? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that, but I would just say, I don't know. I certainly know how to put on a bra. I certainly know how to move about in the world, in the room, being cognizant of the fact that I am a strong Black woman in every room. That I am a representative of my lineage as well as my family in every room. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you so much. You are really amazing to me, and I'm thankful that I'm your one and only, and that I have all the amazing pressure that it requires to be your lineage. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hey guys, Granny doesn't like that. Hey you all, it's Tiffany Perkins, Anita Danette Cox's daughter. I wish I was there celebrating Mother's Day with you all. If I could describe the essence of my mother, on how amazing she is, how full of love she is, how she just loves on her sisters, her mother, her children, her husband, the love she pours into others, how she goes over and beyond for all of us, her grandchildren, it does not go unnoticed. The love she has just for everyone, her patience, her job, the love my mother has is amazing. Her heart is huge, and we just love her for that part of her. My mom has taught me that you do not have to look like what you've gone through. She has made being a woman, a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister, all of it look effortlessly when we know we've gone through trials and tribulations just to get here, to smile, to kiki. But I just want to say that I love her.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jade Poole. My mother is Dominique Demiris Walmsley. One thing about my mom is she is an absolute firecracker. She's an Aries, and she'll tell that to everyone. One thing that my mom has taught me is that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. My mom was really big on education and making sure that I was independent and didn't want me to depend on anybody for anything. You can't tell my mom anything. She does what she wants to do the way that she wants to do it. One thing that she did also say is that not only is she the calm in every storm, but we have the ability to wear many, many hats, yet we don't just survive, we evolve. She always taught me to, no matter what I did, no matter who I invested in, to never lose myself. And I appreciate her for that. My mom is one of the best things that's ever happened to me, and I appreciate her giving me life. I appreciate all her advice, and I just want to say happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you so much, and I thank you for making me the woman that I am today. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be the woman that I am. Now that I'm a mother, I completely understand all the things that my mom taught me growing up, and now I can teach my own kids the things that my mother taught me. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be who I am. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We appreciate everything that you do every day. We appreciate all the struggles that you made for us, and all the avenues all the ways that you've paved for us. We appreciate you, and we love you so much, and we hope that this Mother's Day brings you much, much joy. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Tyler Brown, and I am the youngest of Louise Tyler Tisdale's children. I am the baby. Yes, I was affectionately known around town because people always knew my mom and they would say, "That's Miss Tyler's child." So I was so very honored to be called Mrs. Tyler's child. But anyway, wrote a little bit of something that I'll share. And so when I think about the essence of my mother and what she has taught me, if I had to describe my mother, I would say she is love. Love that you can feel without it needing to be spoken. She just exudes love. She was the one who noticed the shift in your tone, the quiet in your body, the things that you didn't know quite how to say. Her love did not arrive loudly. It showed in her presence and just her being there and listening, and in the way she made space for your emotions without rushing them away. She gave in ways that weren't always seen: time, energy, pieces of herself, often continuing even when she was tired. And still, there was warmth, a steadiness, a quiet kind of strength that held everything and everyone together. My mother is the kind of love that stays. My mother didn't just teach me about love, she demonstrated love. She showed me in the way that it looks to live love. I learned that love is not only in the way that you feel, but in how you show up again and again. What she showed me about womanhood, I learned that caring for others means paying attention, being present enough to notice, soft enough to hold, and strong enough to stay. She showed me that there is a quiet strength in giving and nurturing and creating space where people feel safe to be themselves. We would always have various people coming through the home that she allowed to come and take a shower or to stay with us when I was little. I would see strangers in the home, didn't know who they were, but mom would be willing to offer some type of love, nurturing, food, care, anything to someone who was in need. That's something that I learned. And as I've grown, I've come to understand something more, that that same love that she gave so freely to others is also something that I'm learning to give to myself. Through her, I learned that womanhood is both gentle and powerful, and that you can hold others with care and still grow into yourself along the way. Something that I know for sure as a mother is that I am constantly learning how to embody 1 Corinthians 13, not perfectly, but intentionally. Learning how to be patient when I feel stretched, kind when I feel overwhelmed, and grounded when my emotions are activated. Motherhood continues to show me where I am still growing, and it invites me to return to love again and again, because that's what my mother has always embodied. 1 Corinthians 13. And in that returning, I see her within me. I love you, Mom.
Okay, first question is, who are you and what is your mother's full name? So my name is Ashley Moorhead. My mother's full name is Veronica Latrice Tracy Harris. Describe the essence of your mother. The essence of my mother, I would say, is her kindness, her warmth, um, her resilience. I would say her heart. She is the heart of our family, as well as the glue to our family. Um, what is something your mother taught you about womanhood? Oh wow. Okay, womanhood. I would say her first introduction to us and into womanhood was how she taught us about our period. She had books about everything. So she had books about the period and how and what and when and how, all the things of how to do, how to put on and all the things, what not to and what to do. She had a book for it. And then she would take us out for ice cream. So that was the introduction into the womanhood part of everything. But overall, she, like I said, she wasn't one of many words, but she really did lead by example. And as a kid, just growing up and seeing how she just moved as a woman, how she navigated through life, the ups, the downs, the struggles, as well as just how she maintained our home, the things that she did, I watched. And I feel like today in my own family, I use a lot of things that she has done within our household. And like I said, not many words, but she moved with action. What is something about being a woman that you know for certain? For certain, I know that women run this world. And I know that we are the backbones of how things operate and how things move. I feel like one thing I know for certain, that I am proud to be a woman. I am proud to be a Black woman. In this day and age of how, and in the past of how Black women have been treated, and the resilience that we have from then until, for us just to advocate for ourselves, and us learning how to advocate for ourselves, and us learning how to just maneuver through this world with not a lot of, back then, a lot of resources, and we make it our own way. And up until now, in this day and age, knowing how to do a lot of things that we don't get a lot of credit for. Things we have made, things we have invented, things we have put in the forefront, and how we are ones that we stand when it comes to, we fight when it comes to our families, when it comes to our Black men, when it comes to just us in general. Was that the last question? Yeah, that's what I got.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ernestine Poole Anderson.
And can you give us your mother's full name?
My mother's name was Bernestine Shelton Johnson.
And how many children did she have?
She had 8 living children.
And what number are you?
I'm the 5th child.
Describe the essence of your mother.
Oh, my mother was quite a lady. She was a happy person. Always had a smile on her face. And I tell you, I just admired her so much. She was very resourceful. We never went without anything. We had what we needed, and she made sure of that.
What is something your mother taught you about womanhood?
She taught me to always love all of my children, because she had a famous saying, I love all of my children. She didn't want to make one any better than the other. So she taught us to love all of our children, and I was blessed by that.
What is something about being a woman that you know for certain?
For certain, I know as a woman, when you have a partner, that you don't stand toe-to-toe with your partner, trying to prove your point. You know, it's come to a time in your life where you have to take down and leave this situation and come back, because everybody wants to be heard. And in order to do that, you have to step away sometime.
Okay, thank you.